Good afternoon, everybody. I want to thank you for joining me a little bit late today, later than my normal 10:30 in the morning time. I had to reschedule it for this afternoon instead. So be sure that when you come on that you say hello and probably say where you're from too, so we can see where everybody's from. It might be kind of fun. As I said, my name is Debbie Foster. I'm creating with Debbie on Facebook, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm located in Bismarck, Arkansas. So let me go ahead and bring up the comments on my iPad here, just a moment. Arkansas. Oops, and I gotta turn it down. So let me go ahead and bring up. I don't want to hear myself talking. Okay, get that situated. See comments. Okay, hi Jackie. I'm just going to give a couple minutes for everybody to get on board here. Like I said, I had to reschedule my Facebook Live today. I was supposed to have done it this morning and switched it to this afternoon. So I hope that might work for everybody for just today. If y'all would like me to change it to the afternoons, that would be fine with me. We can see if we can find a good time for everybody. Be sure that you like and share the video also. That increases my viewers, so that always makes me happy. So let me go ahead and turn you down here and we'll go ahead and get started. That'll give me time to get everything set up before everybody gets in here. Alright. Hopefully we don't have any technical problems today. I feel like I've got to move over. I gotta unplug my phone and get some more cord here. Let me see what that looks like here. That might not look too bad. And we're a little bit crooked. Looks good. Yeah, I think that's good there. Okay, like I said, I'm creating with Debbie. And if you want to shop any of the products that I'm showing today, you can go into my Stampin' Up! Store, which is www.debbiefoster.stampinup.net. And my email is creatingwithdebbie179@gmail.com if you want to email me for any questions. And my blog is www.creatingwithdebbie179blogspot.com. So you can go on my blogspot and it'll have all the directions and pictures of the cards that we're doing each day. And if you're watching this on YouTube later today, be sure that you hit that subscribe button, and you'll be notified every time I have a new video that I upload. So let's just give it a moment to get everybody here. We'll go over all the news here in just a bit. Oh, the April host code If your order is under $150, you use this host code for April, and it's JDK3DBGR. So if your order is under $150, you use that host code. And we've got our new paper pumpkin kit that's coming out for April. Yeah, I think what month it was. And it's called Batter Up. And paper pumpkin is it's an all-inclusive kit that has everything that you need to do the projects that comes in the kit. You'll receive everything, but all you'll have to furnish would be your scissors and maybe a liquid adhesive if you like. So April's kit is called Batter Up. Knock it out of the ballpark. So, and you can sign up for that until May 10th. And the kit contains enough supplies to create 9 cards and coordinating envelopes. It offers a timeless throwback touch with classic colors, pinwheel and pinstripe patterns, and vintage washed paper pieces. It also comes with a ballpark favorite, bubblegum, so you can chew while you craft or slide it into a card. So that might be kind of fun. I'm kind of anxious to see what it looks like when it comes. All right, and then we've still got our Hey Chick and Hey Birthday Chick bundles going on. And you can order these until May 3rd, which May 4th our new catalog comes out. But I wanted to let you know that they brought back the Hey Chick stamp set from 2017 celebration, and they added the dies to it. And you can get those as a bundle and save 10%. Or if you only need the dies, you can just get the dies themselves. And then the Hey Birthday Chick bundle is a new one that they just brought out. It's got the dies and the stamp set, and you can order that as a bundle and save 10% on that also. But these are going to carry over to the new catalog that's coming out May 4th. So I'm sad that the Hey Chick isn't carrying over again, because that's really cute with both of them together. You can make a lot of projects. And the butterfly bouquet is also going to be in the new catalog. So that's the stamp set and the dies. You can get the bundle price and save 10%. So if you have any questions on any of these things that I'm showing, I may be going over them a little bit too fast. But if you have any questions, be sure that you reach out and ask me. Yes, Jackie, I am kind of thinking about doing my classes at home again. I'm just not sure if our governor has released all that to be able to do that or what. I was kind of hoping maybe in a couple months that we'll be able to. It'd sure be nice to have everybody back face to face again. So, okay, so here's our new annual catalog that debuts on May 4th. And I can't show you the inside of it, but I can show you the cover. It's very pretty. And lots of goodies in there. All right, and we still got our mini catalog, our January to June 2021. And these are, everything's available until June 30th, I think is the deadline for this catalog. So I think that's all I got to cover. I want to remind you too that if you want to have a discount on everything that you purchase, you might think about joining my team, which is you get $125 worth of products, but you only pay $99 plus sales tax. That's free shipping. And on your first order after that, once you become a demonstrator, you'll be able to save 20% on everything that you purchase. So if you have any questions on that, there is a link at the top of my video in the description that you can click on that says sign up, and that'll take you directly there where you could sign up, or if you have any questions, be sure that you reach out and ask me to. That doesn't mean that you have to do what I'm doing. You can just be a hobbyist and just purchase your products at a discount and enjoy that way. So yeah, you might want to think about that. So let's go ahead and get started with our first card here. And it's a little card for a friend. And I'm using the Basket of Blooms stamp set. And I've also brought in the Well Said stamp sets, which this is a double pack. It has all these sayings on them. And this is one of the stamp sets too that's going to be retiring. In fact, both of these, or all three of these all of these are retiring. So if you want any of these, you need to get your order in as soon as possible. Stampin' Up! Will guarantee the stamp sets availability until April 23rd, I believe it is. So after that, they can't promise anything. So lots of things retiring, but lots of things are new and exciting coming on board here in a short while. All right, let me get my lighting. It looks like my lighting's a little bit off here. I kind of moved things around a little bit before I started. Let me see what that looks like. I guess that isn't too bad. Probably this time of the day too has got an effect on my lighting here today. Alright, so I'm going to bring in all of our bits and pieces here. And we've got a few. Set those on that side out of my way. Okay, so we're going to start out, we're using Bumblebee cardstock. And this measures 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and I've scored it at 4 1/4 inches. And we're going to take our bone folder and we're going to burnish the edges of that. And then I've got another sheet of Bumblebee cardstock that measures 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And I'm embossed that using the Subtle embossing folder, the 3D. And this is another item that's retiring. So this is one of my favorites too. I love this one. So I've already embossed this already, so you don't have to watch me. We're going to let's do our gluing first. I was going to do my stamping, but I think I'm going to do the gluing part first. I've got some Designer Series paper, and this comes from the 2020 to 2022 in colors, the 6x6. Lots of designs and colors in there. But I'm using the one that's the Bumblebee with the polka dots. And I've measured, this is measuring at 1.5 inches by 3 7/8 inches. And we're needing 3 of those. So we're going to go ahead and glue those down to our embossed piece of cardstock here. Oops. I'm going to start with the top one. We're just going to put our glue on that. And start out, first thing I got to get glue on my fingers. That never fails. So we're just going to butt that right up against the right hand side. And putting it at the top. And then I'm going to start with the bottom one and put that at the bottom. And then I'll be able to space them right. And that's going to go on the right hand side too. And then the center one, we're going to put that on the left hand side. and center that in the middle. Okay. And then I've got some ribbon here. This is the Whisper White polka dot tulle ribbon, and this is also retiring. And I've got 3 strips. We're going to put one on each across the middle, but I'm going to attach it on the back side using some Scotch tape. So let me lift this up and center that in the middle. Let me get some tape off of here so I can do this a little faster. Okay. Alright, and then the middle one. You can also use your blends to color this ribbon to change the color of the dots. It's kind of cool to do. Okay, and then our final one. Alright. And now we're going to set that aside here. Let me show you that. And we'll set that aside for a moment. And we're going to do some stamping. I'm going to get my black memento. Let me put my lid on my glue there so I don't get that all over the place. And we're going to stamp our flower pot. And I'm using all the stamps here out of the Basket of Blooms. I'm using this pot, this leaf here, one of the flowers, and this little thing here goes across the flower pot. And then I'm using this little twig down here. I'm just using black memento ink. We're going to stamp that towards the bottom of our scrap of paper. Or no, this is this one measures 3 by 4 inches. I forgot to say that in the beginning. Okay, and then we're going to stamp our leaves. And let me get a piece of scratch paper. Well, let me get my mat here. We are using the photopolymer stamp, so we need a cushion under it to get a good impression. Okay. You can also mask this to get your leaves to come down farther. Which is masking is just stamping another flower pot and then cutting it out along the edges, and then you just attach that to the top of this, and then you can stamp over it. I think we have done that in class before. Okay, then I'm going to take this one, and we're going to put that in the middle. All right. Setting these all aside. And I'm going to set that aside because we're going to bring our scrap paper in here, and we're going to stamp 3 of the flower buds. And these we're going to color with our blends. And then I've got a punch to punch them out with. Can I put another one there? Yeah, that's kind of close. Let's do this over again. There. And as long as we're stamping, we just will stamp our sentiments on there too. We're going to be cutting those out. And one there. And there. All right. So we'll put our ink pad aside for a moment. And the punch that we're going to be using is called the Small Bloom. But we're going to color those first to make it easier to hang on to them. We're going to do the flowers in the dark and light Magenta Madness. And I'm just going to kind of outline a little bit, give it some darker dimensions. And we're going to need 3 of these. And I think we'll just copy this one. And we're going to come back in with the light Magenta Madness. We're going to blend all that together. Some of you may have a question about our blends. I have noticed that the Stampin' Up! Paper that we sell works the best with them. If you use another brand that's less expensive or whatever, it seems to bleed a lot where they don't stay inside the lines. So if you're having that problem, it's because the paper, but Stampin' Up's paper is really good. It never does that. And except I'm going out of the lines, so. And I punch it, it'll be all fine. Hope you're all having a good day. It is a Monday. Did y'all have a good weekend? We went out to eat lunch yesterday for the first time in over a year, so I really enjoyed that. So I'm going to take the Cinnamon Cider Light, and I'm going to color the centers of those. Okay, so let me go ahead and we'll punch out these flowers. That's 2. And the third one. I'm going to set those over here. because we're going to get our scissors, we're going to snip these off, the sentiments. I'm hearing a truck running for some reason. Can't see anything. Okay, let's make that corner up a little bit better. There we go. Here we have our sentiments that we're going to be using. So I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to do our blends and color these in. For the pot, I'm going to use the dark and light soft suede. And I always start out with the dark and then I blend it in with the light. So we're just going to put some shadows in here a little bit. Come back in with the light. I'm going to come in with the brush end here. It's a bigger space. Okay. And then I'm using the Just Jade dark and light for our leaves. And I'll start out with the dark and just kind of highlight a little bit where the shadow and the stems are. Okay, and then we're going to come back in with the light, Just Jade, and blend that in. Be sure you share the video. I'm thinking this might not have been a very good time of the day to be doing my videos. I guess I should have stuck with my morning time, but I wasn't able to do it this morning. Has anybody heard what our governor is saying about meeting with people right now? Should we or shouldn't we? Or what are our limitations? I don't really know. I know I took off the mask mandate, but I don't know about meeting with people or not. Okay, so here we got our flower pot colored and our leaves. And I'm going to come back in with the light crumb cake, or light soft suede, I mean. And we're going to put a little ground underneath this flower pot so it's not standing in midair. Just like so. Okay, set that aside. And then we're going to glue this to the front of our card. Just use my liquid glue to attach this to the card base. I want to make sure I got enough on there because of the tape and the ribbons. Make sure that it sticks. And I'm going to have a small space going around the whole thing. I guess I could use a little bit more glue underneath there, but that'll do. And then I'm going to put this up on dimensionals. I'm going to take your pick tool, pop these off. One in each corner and then one in the middle. Just take those backings off of those. Make sure I've got my card going right side up. I don't have it upside down. Now this one I'm not going to put it straight on there. I'm going to kind of angle it a little bit. So it's going to be tipped to the side a little bit. Something a little bit different. All right. And then our flowers, we're just going to glue those directly down on top. We're not going to put dimensionals on those. And deciding where I want to put them. Maybe I'll put that one there. Well, they can go anywhere. I'm undecided where I want to put it. think I'll put it right there. All right, and then we have these elegant faceted gems, and we're going to place those in the center of our flower. I'm going to use these brownish colored ones, the larger. Okay. And I think we're going to dollop the side a little bit here. Like this. No, I don't like that one. I'm going to stick it over here like I've got my own there. But we've got another stamp here we need to do. We're going to put the ribbon around the flower pot. I probably should have done that before I put the dimensionals down. I'm going to hope this goes right. Yeah. That could have been a bad thing. Okay, now we're going to put down our sentiment. And I'm going to put a small dimensional on the right side of our sentiment and then glue the left side. That'd be only on the friend one. The other one's going to be glued directly down. All right, a little glue there. Like that. And some glue on that. Okay. So here we have the outside of our card. Let's go ahead and decorate the inside. And that measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And I'm going to stamp on the inside. My life is better because you're in it. So it's friend, far apart, but close at heart. And then my life is better because you're in it will be on the inside. And I've got a little strip of Designer Series paper here that we're going to attach to the bottom. And this is a 1/2 inch by 4 inches. Add a little glue to that. And we're going to place that at the bottom. Just leave a little border at the bottom. Okay, that's a little bit long. Let me go ahead and trim it off a little bit. Okay, so we're going to glue that to the inside of our card. And you want to center that. And that's crooked. Push that up a little bit. There. Okay, so here we have our card. And the inside. Alright, let me set things aside. Bring in our next one. Got a little bit here so I can make room. Alright, our next one. My sample I did with the yellow, but we're switching it out and we're going to do it with reds. So it's a little bit of a fun fold. This pops up when it opens. Make sure that you're seeing that on camera. Yeah. It says, "You make me happy. You are the happy to my day." Let me get my bits and pieces out here. And give me a moment, I gotta look at something. Alright, sorry about that. Okay, so let me get my instructions here. I'm starting out, I'm using the Real Red cardstock, and that measures 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and then it's scored in the middle at 4 1/4 inches, or you could just fold it in half. And then I've got a piece of Designer Series paper, which comes from the Regals 6x6 papers. And I've cut our first piece is cut at, let's see, 2 inches by 5.5 inches. And that's going to get glued to the side of, right side of our card, so we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm just giving a little bitty border on that very right side. We'll set that aside. Then we've got a piece of white cardstock that measures 3 1/4 inches by 4 1/4 inches, and then a Designer Series paper that measures 3 inches by 4 inches. And we're going to glue those together. So leave a tiny border going around it. Then we can glue that to the front of our card. Oops, come on, glue. I'm going to put that over towards the left-hand side of the card and have it centered. And for the inside, we have a sheet of white cardstock, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And we're going to go ahead and glue that to the inside. Glue up my fingers here. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish working on the front of our card here. I have cut out, this is a Pretty Perennials stamp set that we're using, along with the Perennial Petals dies. And then I've also, for the inside sentiment, I use the sentiment out of the Country Home, which is, "You are the happy to my day." So let me see, what was I looking for here? And I have cut out a die using the Stitch So Sweetly die. And that's what we're going to stamp our sentiment on. So I'm going to stamp the happy first using the Real Red. that somewhat in the middle. And then we're going to close up our red ink and come back in with our black memento. And we're going to stamp You Make Me on the top of the happy. Okay. And these are going to be put up on dimensionals. Getting to the bottom of my sheet here, so I'm going to have to get a new sheet here pretty soon. My dimensionals. And I'm going to put one in the center to help support it a little bit. And pop those backings off. Alright, and then we're going to place that in the center of that first square. Goodness, that was a noisy truck. And I've got some pearls. These are the Pearl Basic Jewels. And we're going to place some pearls on here to pretty it up. I think I'm going to use the medium size. And place them there. And then the third one, I think we'll place it up here. Alright. And I've tied a double bow using the crinkled, what's it called? The crinkled seam binding. It's white. And you can color that with your blends any color that you want. So I've used the dark Real Red to color that with. But I've already done that ahead of time, so I'm going to bring in my glue dot. Remove one and kind of roll it in a ball, a log. And I'm going to place it right here at the bottom of our sentiment. So there we have our front of our card. So now let's go ahead and do that fun fold in the center. We have a piece of white paper that measures, let me get my measurements again. It's 1 inch by 11 inches. And we're going to score that. So let me get my scoreboard, my paper trimmer over here with my scoreboard on it. My score blade. Get things out of the way, make sure you're in the camera view. So we're going to score it on the landscape side. We're going to score it at 2 3/4 inches. Let me bring my blade out here. I'm going to move things aside a little bit. So I'm going to score it first at 2 3/4 inches. And now make sure that you're using your scoring blade. That's the gray one, the light gray. And the other one is the cutting blade. So you don't want to cut your paper. So we're going to score it at 2 3/4. 5 1/2, and then again at 8 1/4. All right, that's all we need to do with that. So we set this aside, and we're just going to fold those. So let me see how I did this. Okay. This away. This. Okay. Had to make sure I was folding them right. Let me get a good crease on that first. Okay. So it's going to be like a W. And we're going to place that down. Okay. What I did is I matched up this. No. Oh goodness, how did I do this? Okay, I see what I did. So we're going to place it right on the edge here. And I'm going to glue that back side. We're going to butt it right up against the edge of our white cardstock there. Make sure it's even or straight. And then we're going to glue this side. We're just going to close the cover and give it a good press. And there we have it. It opens just like that. So now we're going to decorate that, but we're going to leave that alone for a while. Let that glue, make sure it dries really good. I have already cut out the flowers already using the dies. We've got this one here. It's the center of the flower. And this is the back side of the flower. We're going to put those together. And here's the center of the flower. And it's going to sit right there on top of that. So let me go ahead and start gluing. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue just around the inside edge of that circle. And we're going to place that down. And then we're going to place the black center in the center of the flower. And we're going to do, there's 4 of them, so we're going to do 4. And my bottle's getting to the end of it, so I got to shake it a little bit. And this stamp set and dies was designed by my friend Dina Rico. I love this set, it's so cute. She did a really good job on it. Okay, another center. I hate that it's not carrying over in the next catalog, so if you're wanting it, you need to get your order in too before they're all gone, not available anymore. I'm hoping to do a catalog reveal Facebook Live here, probably thinking, when is the 4th? It'll be sometime that week, May 4th. I want to schedule it. I haven't worked out all the details yet, but I'll make sure I let everybody know what's going on. Alright, so now we're going to start attaching our flowers to our little fun fold there. And I don't put all over, I just put in the middle, just a straight line kind of. Because you don't want it going over the sides of this. So we're going to put that one there. And we'll place another one in the center of this. Another right there. And our fourth one will go right here. Okay, so that looks cute. We're going to stamp our little sentiment up in this corner up here. I'm going to bring our black Memento ink again. And kind of got to squeeze in here past the flowers. Alright, so here we have our You Make Me Happy card, and you are the happy to my day. So, very cute, I think. Okay, so let's get on with our third card. This is our third card. We're using the Seaside View stamp set, which that is also retiring. I'm using a lot of retiring items today. And also the Stitch Shapes dies. Those are also retiring. Here's the other square for that one. We're using this one here. A lot of things we have to say goodbye to. Okay, so let's get started with that. Here's the outside of the card, and then here's the inside. Get my bits and pieces out here. Got the instructions already. Just leave these all in here for now. Okay, so we started out with our white cardstock, and I'm using the heavy white cardstock. Measures 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches and scored in the middle at 4 1/4, or you can just fold it. And we're going to burnish the edge of that. Wait a minute, my card isn't quite straight. Let me tweak that a little bit. Looks like it got shifted or something. Okay, that's better. And then I'm using the Seabed 3D embossing folder. And I've already embossed that already. We're using, this is Seaside Spray, which measures 5 3/8 inches by 4 1/8 inches. And I've already embossed that. So we're going to just set our card base aside a moment. We're going to work on the other things that go with it. So I have a piece of, this is a soft sea foam, which is 2 1/4 inches by 4 1/8 inches. And we're going to stamp on that. We're going to stamp our palm trees on there. We find them here. And we're going to use the Seaside Foam ink, which I hadn't brought out yet. I need to find it. It's right here. we're just going to stamp these randomly across. And another one there. Let's close up that ink pad. And we're going to glue that onto our embossed layer. And making sure that my seabed is going the right direction. And we're just going to place this kind of mid-center. All right. And I guess I didn't cut that out yet. I think I'm missing a piece. Nope. I thought I'd already cut this out already. Hold on while I grab a sheet of cardstock here so I can cut this out with. I thought I was all ready. I got ahead of myself here. Let me take this off. And then we'll bring in our baby boss. This is our mini Stampin' Emboss or Cut and Emboss machine that Stampin' Up! Has came out with. And it's real handy to have on your desk or your table while you're working. And we're going to start out with our base one. And then we've got 2 of the cutting plates, which are number 2s. And I'm just going to put our paper in here. Set our frame on top of that, and then the next number 2 plate, and then we're going to run that through. And that cracking is normal. It's just your blades that are cutting through, so don't let that worry you. That's a natural occurrence. It kind of scares some people, thinking that we're breaking something. Close this back up again. Set those aside. Okay. So here's our die cut piece of white. And we're going to stamp on that. We're going to stamp our little chair. And I'm just going to use the black Memento ink. And we're just going to stamp that not quite centered. I want to go a little bit over to the right of the die cut. And I need another scrap of white. We're going to stamp our sentiment, which is, hope you have a relaxing day. Now we can put our cover on our ink. And we're going to come in with our blends, and we're going to do some coloring here. So we're going to do our chair using the Poppy Parade, the light and dark. And I'm just going to start out with the dark, and I'm going to kind of highlight where the shadows would be. And I'll try not to take forever doing this. I know it might be getting late for some people. Okay, down here. I'll come back in with the light. Does anybody have any big plans for the week? Oops. Hope everybody's well. Okay, so there's the chair. My card. Well, I've lost my sample card. Where did I put it? Oh, it's right there. Had me worried there. Okay, for our drink, it's going to be, I'm thinking that they're drinking lemonade. We're going to say it's lemonade. So I'm going to go with the dark to color the liquid in the center, and the straw, and the lemon. Ouch, I just pinched myself. And then we're going to do the light. And this was, I didn't say, did I? This is the Daffodil Delight. And also the Daffodil Delight blends are retiring also. Don't quite understand why, but maybe they're replacing it with another yellow or something. And I'm going to come in and do the sand. I'm going to start out with the dark crumb cake and do the spots that the stamp made. And okay, I'm going to come back in with the light crumb cake. I'm going to leave the table white. I couldn't decide what color it might look good in, so I'm just leaving it white. And my neighbor's mowing his grass again. You can probably hear a lawnmower running. He's real articulate about his yard. He's always mowing it. It seems like he mows it every day. Okay, and then for the sky, we're going to use the Light Seaside Spray. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm just going to kind of scribble it a little bit just to give it some color. And make the table a little bit. I guess that could be part of the ocean too, not just the sky. A little bit on the side. Okay, so then I'm going to come back in. I'm going to stamp our birds using the black memento. Our seagulls. And I'm just going to stamp 2 of them right there. And we've got that all done. Now we're going to fussy cut our sentiment, which my scissors is right here. And I'm just going to go around our sentiment. And let me cut this off so I can handle it better. All right, so let's bring our card back in here, and we're going to put some twine around. And this is our Mossy Meadow twine linen trim. Let me get that out of there. I guess I did cut one off already. Okay. So I'm going to double this. I'm going to tape it right there, but I'm going to use my seal to attach it with. So I'm going to turn my embossed cardstock over, and we're going to run a couple strips on each side using the seal to grab the ribbon with instead of using our Scotch tape. So I'm just folding this over. This measures, did I write down? Yeah, it measures 11 inches, but we're going to double it. So I'll fold it in half. And then we're going to place it towards the bottom edge. And stick that down, just like that. And then we're going to glue that to the front of our card. And being that this is embossed, you want to make sure you put a little extra glue. Sometimes it takes a little more to make it stick down because the fibers are all raised up. So I always want to put a little extra, what I normally do. And then we're going to place that down on the front of our card and leave a small border going around it. And press that down really good. All right, now this one we're going to put up on dimensionals. And I take your pick tool again. Oops. And I'm going to put 4 again, and then 1 in the middle. So 5. And cut those off. going to kind of place that towards the bottom right hand corner. And I've got another piece of the twine that I've already tied in a bow, and we're going to attach that with some glue dots, which aren't in there. Where did I put them? I'm looking right at them. And I'm putting that right on the edge of my die cut there. I think I'll use 2 glue dots to make sure that it sticks really good, because the twine is a little bit thicker than regular ribbon. Okay, like so. And you can take your pick tool, the sharp edge, and you can kind of frail the edges of that ribbon, that twine. It kind of gives it a little bit more detail. And we're going to take our sentiment that we stamped out and fussy cut it. We're going to put that up on a couple dimensionals. And then pop those backings off. And I'm going to put our sentiment to the upper left side. And then I've got some sequins we're going to put on there. And I think I'm going to use all the sizes here. Oops, I lost that one. One right there. I guess there's only 2 sizes. I thought there was 3 sizes here, so we'll go with the larger ones. I don't want you there, I want you right here. And then we'll put a small one onto here. So there's our front of our card. And then on the inside, we're going to stamp our sentiment, which is take time for yourself. And we're going to do that with a black memento. And I'm going to come back in with one of our trees. I'm going to stamp one of those on the inside of our card also. So let me have my Seaside Foam ink again, or Soft Sea Foam. And we're going to stamp that tree down in the bottom right-hand corner. And close that up. Let me move things out of the way here. Okay. So here's our finished card. Hope you have a relaxing day. Maybe we'd like to be sitting on the beach with a glass of lemonade. That would be good. And the inside, take time for yourself. So, okay, so here we have our 3 cards that we've done today. Let me bring all those out. Make sure I can get them all in view here. I'm just waiting for my camera to catch up here, my iPad. And I will be posting this on YouTube later today, so you can catch me on YouTube also. Just do a search for Creating with Debbie, and you can watch my videos on there if you'd like. And be sure that you subscribe so that you'll be notified each time I load a new one. So there we have our cards for today. So let me look at my calendar for next week. Okay, so we have another week yet of the old catalog. So I'll be back on Facebook again next Monday morning at 10:30. So I'm not sure what we're going to be working on, but it should be 3 cards. Maybe I'll throw in a fun fold with that too. I like doing the fun folds. So I believe that's all I have for today. So I'm going to let y'all go, and thank you for joining me today. And y'all have a good day, good rest of the week. And I hope you get some crafting time in there. So I'll be seeing you next Monday. Bye-bye.